Hello, I'm Dr. Deb, and I'm the department chair and instructor for learning strategies here at VC. In today's video, I'm explaining what concrete examples are and how they can help you improve your studying and learning. VC's Total Learning Center presents Dr. Deb Explains Concrete Examples. Everyone knows what examples are and how they help people understand concepts. However, once I say concrete examples, all people can think about is concrete, pavement, or sidewalks. In actuality, most concepts in education are either concrete or abstract. When we are smaller and in school, many of the concepts or material are concrete. They are concepts that can be touched or seen in some way. They actually exist and can be seen in pictures or in person. As we grow, many of the concepts become more abstract. They are things that cannot be seen or touched. They are ideas, beliefs, etc. These abstract concepts are often very difficult to understand. That's where the idea of concrete examples come into play. Teachers and textbooks provide many examples to illustrate the concepts under discussion. This helps students understand and make connections between and among ideas. In every video, I think I've offered an example of every theory or strategy and how it can be used to help improve your studying and learning. As a concrete example, I told this story about my daughter when she was younger and learning to demonstrate cognitive load theory. I also used a concrete example of my love for ice cream to demonstrate elaboration. However, all of these concrete examples that I provide, or your textbook or your instructor, are not as effective as if you, the student, created your own examples. You can use a concrete example to help you understand the concept, but you learn even more when you create the concrete example for yourself. You are moving from the understanding level of Bloom's taxonomy to the application and creation levels because you are applying what you know and understand to create a new example for yourself. I used a research study to illustrate how dual coding and drawing pictures from written text can help you understand concepts better. That same example works well as a concrete example too. In a 2009 study by Stanovich, researchers asked 165 students this question. Jack is looking at Anne, but Anne is looking at George. Jack is married, but George is not. Is a married person looking at an unmarried person? A, yes. B, no. C, cannot be determined. Out of the 165 students, 164 incorrectly answered C. Without any further explanation or information, many of you may wonder why C is incorrect, as it does appear as though there is not enough information to correctly answer this question. Once you have the visual as an example, you can use the visuals to help you reason through the problem. Jack is married and is looking at Anne. We do not know if Anne is married or not. If she is, the answer to the question is no. If she isn't, the answer to the question is yes, because a married man is looking at the unmarried woman. Anne is looking at George, who is unmarried. If Anne is unmarried, the answer is no. But if Anne is married, the answer is yes. It seems as though there is not enough information to answer this question. But if you look at and reason through the entire visual example, you arrive at your answer. Married Jack is looking at married Anne, who is looking at unmarried George. Is a married person looking at an unmarried person? The answer is yes. Married Anne looking at unmarried George. Married Jack is looking at unmarried Anne, who is looking at unmarried George. The answer is yes. Married Jack looking at unmarried Anne. Now you can clearly see in a concrete visual example that the answer to the problem is A. As you are studying and learning, don't just stop with the examples that are provided. Stretch your thinking and create your own concrete examples for the concepts under discussion. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think about concrete examples and how you can use them to improve your learning and studying. If you want to know more about how to be a successful college student based on the theories, strategies, and principles for college success, click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell and check out my other videos as Dr. Deb explains.